Okay, hi folks. This video is about how to make an election server and run your own elections or votes, coin voting essentially. I'm going to use the NSM as an example, but obviously you can use you can make your own election. The project is in this location on GitHub. The link is here. I will put it in the description. It's a simple Rust project, nothing special about it. You clone the repository and then you do cargo build /r for release. The files that you want to look at, you need to customize obviously a few files. The first one is the election template. The election template is a JSON file that describes your election. The stuff that you really have to change is the name of your election, the start height, the end height, and the close height. This one, the submit URL, you don't have to change it. It's pre-configured to be right. But if you change the ID, you have to change the number here. The ID is simply the ID of the election. If you're running multiple elections from the same server, you should use a different number for each of them. Since this is the only one, I have one. Then you have the question that you want to poll and a list of candidates. Candidates are the answers. Okay, the naming is not very good, but that's the way it is for the moment. And the remaining CMX, NF, and status, you can leave it like that. That's the template you need to change. I have changed it to make it fit the NSM poll, and it's not this one. Sorry, it's this one. That's one neither. Where is it? This one. Okay, it's this one. All right. So I changed the name and put the start height, end height, and the close height. This one I didn't change. I put the question, and then the two answers are yes or no. The rest, CMX and F, is left blank. The point of this tool is to actually just fill these two fields, the CMX and the NF. They are based on the nodes that are on the blockchain. Therefore, you have to calculate them using this tool. I build the tool and now I can run it. So it's a command line utility that has a few functions. Start server, we actually run the voting server. But before that, we need the vote configuration. Validate is for validating your ballot. So there's in the README you have some instructions if you want to validate. If you want to use this as a client and validate the ballot that a server has done. But this video is about being the server, so I'm not going to use the validate command. It's the other way around. If you are a voter and you want to make sure that your vote was counted properly, that's what you use. Therefore, I'm going to focus on the last three commands here. Create election is the one that is really important. This is the one that's going to calculate the CMX and the NF. But before that, you have to, first create the reference data. This is where we are going to store the data from the blockchain for this range of blocks. Let me run this command. It may error because I actually already have the file. So if you have the file, which is this file here, ref.data.db, you can erase it because it's dependent on the election. So it's not every time you create a new election, you need to create a new one, and then run this command to create a new reference data, a blank reference data database. And then you run the download ref data command. The download ref data command takes the first argument is the election file, which is this election.json here that I have shown you before. and the URL of Light Wallet D using the Zcash server. Okay, it takes a while to download these blocks, and obviously it takes longer if you have a larger range. The range that I have here is about 34,000 blocks. It would take a while, but it shouldn't take too long, especially if you have a fast internet connection. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to show you part of the code that we have to change later. This is also a server, so you're going to run this as a voting server, and you have to decide which URL you want to serve your election. In this example, use the NSM NU7 location, which means that it's going to be URL / the NSM -NU7. And you can see here that I'm serving the first election, so election with ID number 1. If you want to serve more than one, then you need to have more of these. You just copy this segment here, and then you also have to add this particular entry to the main the main list of routes. So you would have to add it here as well. Okay, so the data has been loaded, and now I just have to run the second command, create election. Also create election, which takes the election, the same election.json, the template that I modified, and then the result where I want to store the completed file. I'm calling it nsm.vote. The extension here is important. It has to be .vote, or the server will not read it. That's okay. Sorry about that. Election. And this command should be relatively fast. It has to calculate some hashes, but it's not as hard as downloading the data. All right. Now we are finished, and we can exit the command to take a look at the final file. So we were talking about having election.json was our input, and nsm.vote is the output. The data is the fields are reordered because the serializer put them in alphabetical order. But in the case of JSON, the order of the fields doesn't matter. But the only change between the only significant change between the JSON input and this JSON output is that the NF field and the CMX field are now populated. And I can run this server as this file as addiction. So just run server. So it's start server maybe. This puts my server on port 8000. In production, you want to run this for actual vote. It's your responsibility to expose this endpoint through TLS and through a web server. What I do is a reverse proxy with nginx. There are plenty of tutorials about that if you are not familiar on what to do a reverse proxy. Right, so now this is running, and I can test that we can connect to it. The Y-Wallet client is simply making a REST call to that endpoint. So I'm going to do the same thing, but manually. HTTP localhost 8000. And remember, I use NSM NU7. And that serves my file. Now, with this URL, of course, not exactly this URL because it's localhost, but the real URL that you expose to the outside, you put that into your voting client, the Y-Wallet, and it will be able to recognize this election and let people vote about it. Now, once people vote, the data will end in the vote.db, this file here, and you can look at the content of the database to see the result of the vote, or you can get the results also through the endpoint results. Right, so this is the data that's inside. The format is the candidate choice and the amount of sec that was put on that choice. There were 3 votes. I think that's it. If you have any question, obviously, please don't hesitate. But that shouldn't be very hard. That's what I did. I mean, I didn't really use exactly these tools, but these are utilities that made creating a vote easier. The data that has been used for the previous elections is still available. Therefore, if you happen to remember your hash, you can use this tool to query the previous election and verify your ballot. But it's like the data is not. I've kept the data on the server. Therefore, you just need the hash to verify your previous votes.